I made this delicious bowl, big bowl of red beans and andouille sausage with a little bit of rice. And I made the whole thing in my crock pot. Let me show you how I made it. So I'm gonna start with an onion, and I'm only gonna use half. And when I use the crock pot, I don't cook things and then put it in the crock pot. Then why bother using the crock pot? Everything goes in pretty much raw. Just giving this onion a rough chop, put it in the pot. I have a red pepper. You can use any kind of pepper you want. So I'm just chopping this up, and those are just gonna get scooped up and put in the pot. And a couple stalks of celery. So I just cut it in strips, and I'm just giving it the roughest chop. Then the celery just gets scooped up and put in the pot. 4 cloves of garlic, a little rough chop. And the garlic goes into the pot too. And here is a cup of red beans that I soaked for a little while, and I'm just gonna put those in, but they are dry and uncooked. And I'm just using this sausage. You can use whatever sausage you want, but you know, on something like this, I'm not a big fan of using like diet sausage. Just use a nice pork sausage. It's gonna add so much flavor. And because this is 4 servings, only one of these sausages is going to be in my bowl. And it's gonna be so good because I'm using the real thing. I'm gonna cut each sausage into the same amount of pieces. And that way I know when my portion comes around that 7 pieces of sausage is 1 sausage in the pot with the vegetables. I like to get 30 grams of protein at a minimum at every meal. And actually the way it sits right now, it's not at 30 grams of protein per portion yet. I'm gonna add a little chicken. And this is literally 1 boneless, skinless chicken thigh. It's about 4 ounces. But it's gonna bump up the protein. You can also use bone broth to do that, which is actually a great way to do that. But I have the chicken and I don't have the bone broth. So I'm just gonna add the chicken. 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, pretty generous teaspoon, and 1 generous teaspoon of paprika, and 2 bay leaves. And then I'm just gonna add water. This is 3 cups. And you just wanna make sure those beans get down in that. It looks so good. Now all I have to do is put the lid on. I'm gonna cook this on high for 4 to 6 hours. Or you can cook it on low for 8 to 10 hours. And you'll notice I did not add any salt. I'm gonna taste for seasoning at the end. Oh my gosh, come on, look at that. And it's so much. This is 1 portion. This is 1/4 of that pot, and I put a 1/2 cup of rice in here. I don't wanna call it red beans and rice and get the people who really know how to make that properly mad at me. But if you're craving a little red beans and rice, this is pretty good.